The makers of the SAT and the ACT have been at it for a while. They are well aware of the best ways to get students to fall for tricky trap answers. One of the most common methods they use on the math sections is that of the partial answer. But once you know what to look for, you'll be too savvy to fall for that. Let's look at some examples so you'll be able to recognize a partial answer when you encounter one. The first comes from the SAT. Here's the question. If x is directly proportional to y squared, and x equals 1/2 when y equals 1/3, what is the positive value of y when x equals 2? Since we're focused on the trap here and not the actual math content, let's work through the problem together. First, you'll set up an equation that looks something like this. From there, you'll take what you know from the problem and plug it in, so it looks like this. We know that x is equal to 1/2 when y is equal to 1/3. However, we have 1/9 in the denominator because our equation calls for y squared, not just y. That's how we decide what goes on the left of our equation. This y squared bit will be important later, so keep it in the front of your brain. Our next step is to simply solve the problem. We'll start by cross-multiplying 1/2 times y squared and 1/9 times 2, which simplifies to 2/9. From there, we need to isolate the variable y, so multiply both sides by 2. That'll bring us to. Now, an eagle-eyed student like you will probably point out that our work here is not finished. So let's go back to the question the test asked. If x is directly proportional to y squared and x equals 1/2 when y equals 1/3, what is the positive value of y when x equals 2? Based on that question, are we solving for y squared or are we solving for y? The answer is plain old y. However, I can guarantee you that 4/9 will be one of the 4 answer choices on the test. That's the trap answer. The test makers count on you moving as quickly as possible through the test, so they expect that once you recognize an answer among your choices, you're going to choose that one and keep it moving through the rest of the section. Do not fall for it. Let's finish up by going back to the problem where we left off. Our last step is to calculate the square root of 4/9, which gives us. Once you're there, look for that among the answer choices. It'll be there right alongside 4/9, but it'll be a much better choice in the long run. It'll be the right choice. Trust me when I say the extra time it takes to double check what the question is asking against the answer you've gotten is worth it. It may just be the difference between snapping a point you've already done the work for or of losing that point. Let's take another example, this time from the ACT. If given a trapezoid with the following dimensions in inches, what is the area in square inches? Let's pretend for a second we don't know the formula for the area of a trapezoid. Instead, dividing the figure into 2 separate shapes, a triangle and a rectangle. The dimensions of the rectangle are 5 by 2, which gives an area of 10. Any guesses where this is going? If you guessed trap, you got the right idea. The test makers are absolutely counting on you forgetting to add in the area of the triangle, which is why they're almost guaranteed to offer 10 as one of the answer choices. Partial answer strikes again, unless you take the time to double check that you've answered the question the test is asking. Going back to the figure, you'll need to calculate the area of the triangle, 3, and add that to the area of the rectangle. That means the correct answer is 13. The trap here makes an otherwise fairly simple question into one that can be a bit tricky. Make sure you focus part of your test prep on recognizing the ways in which the test makers try to trick you, so you don't miss out on any points you rightfully deserve on the SAT or the ACT. Don't fall for those trap answers. If you can do the hard part, the math itself, then you can definitely do the easy part, which is simply rereading the question to ensure you're answering what's being asked. So do it every time and get points for your knowledge and hard work. Thanks for watching, my friends. For more insider tips, subscribe to our channel so you'll be among the first to see each new video as we release it. See you here next time.